Hi everyone, welcome to Medicine for the Soul. I'm Sarah. Today's practice is gentle arms and core for your second trimester in your prenatal yoga series. You'll need all our usual props in addition to weights if you have them. They are totally optional, not required. So let's get started. Welcome everyone. We're going to get started on our mats a little bit differently than we have been, sitting on a folded blanket or a small pillow. Really anything to just elevate your hips a little bit. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together in Baddha Konasana. If you'd like some support for under your knees, grab a couple of blocks. Remember that relaxin that you have running through your body when you're pregnant. So if you feel like you're more flexible than you usually are, it's probably true. And just place a couple of blocks under here. We don't want to overstretch. All right, so sitting nice and tall, closing your eyes, roll your shoulders back and down, push your chin back slightly. Imagine the crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling. You can bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your baby. You can bring both hands to heart center. You can bring your hands palm facing up to your knees, whatever feels good for you today. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out through the nose. Imagine these breaths benefiting your baby right now. We're going to do a little visualization to settle into our practice today. And this visualization is of your ideal birth. Visualizing everything going exactly as you planned, everything going smoothly. Imagine being surprised at the ease with which your child comes into this world. Relaxing your shoulders, relax your jaw and your forehead. Visualizing your labor from the start all the way to when your baby is born. Feeling the joy when your baby is placed on your chest and feeling that sense of accomplishment. Knowing that your body was made to do this. All the power that you need is within you. Let's take one more deep breath here. And you can flutter your eyes open on the exhale. And you can remove, if you have any supports under your knees, you can remove those. We're actually going to stay seated on this pillow or blanket. You can cross your legs however you'd like and get comfortable in a seated position. We're going to inhale, arms up. At the top, left hand grabs your right wrist and exhale over to the left, gazing right. Nice side body stretch. And coming back to center and release. Again, inhale, arms up. Opposite, so right hand grabs your left wrist. Exhale, over to the right and gaze left. And come back to center. Shake it out a little bit. Let's do some shoulder rolls, just one at a time. Get loosened up here for our arms. And forward. If you're not a first-time mom, you probably know how much arm strength you'll need. And you can stop and shake it out. We're going to come into some hip or seated circles. So place your hands on your knees, nice deep breath, and bring your body down, around. Exhale, up. But if you are a first-time mom, you need the arm strength, of course, to carry your baby around all the time, but also that car seat, that heavy car seat, and switch direction. That car seat with the baby in it, with the diaper bag, getting the car seat in and out of the car. Even if you don't do arm exercises, your arms are going to get jacked. It's nice to prepare a little bit for that though. And let's do one more in this direction. And come back to an upright position. Let's remove our prop. And if you would like, you can grab a strap for a seated forward fold. It's not necessary, but if you feel more comfortable with one, go ahead and grab one. And be sitting nice and tall with your legs stretched out in front of you. Bring them a little bit wider than you normally would for a seated forward fold. And inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, just walk your hands down your legs. This is not going to look like much. It might not even feel like much, but it is. We're stretching out those legs, working on our posture. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Nice long spine. If you want to go further, you can. Or if you want to bend your knees, you can. Nice deep breaths. From here, we're going to come back to an upright position. You can come back to your comfortable seated position. Actually, if you would like to place your prop back underneath you, you can. And we're going to grab our weights. So if you don't have weights, that's fine. If you don't want to use weights, that's fine. You can also use, I personally have used cans of soup, or you don't have to use anything. You're still going to get a workout even if you don't use any weights. So grab your weights in your hands. Palms are facing up. Just lightly grasp. Elbows are going to come in close to the ribs. Sitting nice and tall. We're just going to come up and down. Easy. Be mindful of your wrists, that they're nice and sturdy. Just at your own pace. Let's do 3 more. 1, 2, 3, and come back down. We're going to add on. So for our next round, we're going to come up, turn, and push up. and down, turn, and down again. So up, turn, up, down, turn, and down. If that's too many things to follow, you can just keep doing what you were doing. Let's do 2 more of these. One, 2. Okay, you can shake it out a little bit. We're gonna bring our arms out to the side like a cactus or goalpost. And we're gonna push up and knock them together at the top and down, up and down. Gaining some core strength here too. Try to remain stable in your seat. Remembering to keep your shoulders down and away from your ears. Let's do 3 more. 1, 2. Last one. Nice job. We can set our weights aside. And come on to all 4s. So shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. We're gonna come into cat-cow. So on the inhale, we're just really gonna focus on beaming our chest forward. Exhale, push the mat away from you, giving your baby a squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now come back to your neutral spine. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, push up and back into a downward facing dog. You can pedal your feet out here. Really push those hips up and back. Another great little extra stretch here in down dog is to take your heels over to one side and the other, pointing your toes in the opposite direction. I started to get leg cramps or cramps in my calf about halfway through my pregnancy with my son, and I had to get out of bed and do this. It was the only thing that worked for me. Let's stay here for 2 more breaths. 1. 2, and the exhale. Bring your knees to the mat. Take your knees wide. Push your seat back, coming into child's pose. Bring your forehead to the mat. Nice deep breaths. Option here, if you feel like anything is making you uncomfortable, whether it be your chest or your belly, you can bring some blocks and just do child's pose like this. One more deep breath here. You can come back up to an upright position, walking your hands back towards your body. And turn to face the long edge of your mat. You can place a blanket underneath your knees. We're going to come onto our knees. So if they're sensitive, place a blanket underneath. Bring your arms out to the side. And gently, slowly, with purpose, bring your left hand over to the left side of your mat. Bring your right leg out to the side. Now you can bring your right hand to your hip, or you can keep it up in the air. Really just depends on what is more comfortable for you. We're going to point our right toes, lift our right leg off of the mat, trying to remain as stable as possible, and we're going to lift. You might want to engage your Ujjayi breathing here. You can go faster than me, slower than me. Nice steady breathing. Let's do 3 more. 1, 2, 3, and bring your right knee back. And push your seat back. You can reach forward and come back up. Same thing, different side. Bring your arms out to the side and slowly move my mic out of the way. Slowly come down to the right side. Extending your left leg out to the left. Again, your hand can be up here, or you can bring your hand to your hip. Point your left toes and lift, lift. Remembering to keep that nice long spine, shoulders down and away from the ears. Nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. We're working everything here. Arms, core, glutes. Let's do 3 more here. 2, 3, and bring your left knee back. Push your seat back, reach forward. And you can remove your blanket. Coming onto all fours again. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, push up and back into downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, wave forward to a plank. Inhale. Exhale. Push back to downward facing dog for 2 breaths. And 2, bring your knees to the mat. Still keeping your hands on the mat. You can take them out a little bit. We're going to come into some tricep push-ups. So lift your feet off of the mat. You can place something underneath your knees if you'd like. Fingers spread nice and wide. So with these push-ups, your elbows are staying close to your ribs. And we inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way back up. You do not have to go down very far to get an effective push-up here for what we're looking for. So don't push yourself. Inhale, down. Exhale on the way back up. Let's do 3 more. Last one. And come back into a child's pose. And lift your forehead off of the mat. Walk your hands back towards your body. We're coming into toes pose, so bring your knees closer together. Tuck your toes behind you and sit back on your heels. Options here are the same as the beginning of our practice. So one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, both hands at heart center, or you can have your hands on your thighs. This is our focus and stamina practice. You can try out some breathing techniques here. You can engage your Ujjayi breath or ocean's breath, which is your breath in and out through your nose with a constricted throat. Great for when you're in labor. Remembering to sit nice and tall, shoulders down and away from your ears. You can also take this time to revisit your visualization from the beginning of your practice today. Remembering to relax your face and relax your jaw. Just another moment here. One more breath. And come on to your hands. Ooh, and tap your feet out. Nice job. We're going to come on to our seat. Place your feet flat on the mat. Knees are wide. And bring your hands back behind you. So fingers facing you for now, although you can fidget and see what works for you. We're going to push our chest forward, beam our chest forward, shoulders down and away from your ears. Nice deep breaths. And on your next exhale, we're going to lift our hips off of the mat. Extend your legs down the mat, coming into an upward facing plank. And hold here and breathe. Make sure you can lift your pelvis. There's not too much pressure on your belly. If there is, you can keep your knees bent. This is another place where you can practice your Ujjayi breath. On your next exhale, you can lower yourself down. Take your legs wide and walk your hands forward. And walk your hands back so you're in an upright position. Cross your legs and roll forward so you're on all fours. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, push up and back into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, coming into half pigeon, right knee to your right wrist. And using blocks or pillows wherever you need, either underneath your hip or underneath your forearms. If this pose feels inaccessible to you, you can do a reclined figure 4. It's pretty much the same thing. And bring your hands to the mat. Inhale, exhale, push your right leg up and back. And bring your right foot to the mat. Inhale, left leg up and back. And exhale, coming into half pigeon. Bring your hands to the mat. Inhale, exhale, push up and back, and bring your left foot to the mat. Bring your knees to the mat. We're going to come into a comfortable seated position. Let's grab your blanket or pillow to sit on top of and your weights. We're not done with them yet. We're just going to revisit those few movements from the beginning of our practice. So holding your weights or soup or even nothing. You don't need to use anything here if you don't want to. Palms facing up, elbows nice and close to our rib cage. Just a simple bicep curl. You can always be working with your breath or just noticing your breath. Even just becoming a little bit more aware of your breath and your body, and breath and movement is going to be really helpful for labor. Let's do 2 more. 1, 2. Now we're going to do our little add-on. So we're going to come up and up and down and down with a little twist in between. Let's do 2 more of those. 1, 2. Now bring your arms out to the side like goalposts, sitting nice and tall. Take a nice deep breath and exhale, bring them back down. Let's do 4 more for a total of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can set them down. We're all done. Shake it out. And let's bring your right arm across your body. Left arm or left hand grabs onto your shoulder. And you can gaze right. Still sitting nice and tall. Some deep breaths in and out through your nose. And release. Shake it out. Opposite side, left arm with your right hand grabbing onto your shoulder and gaze left. And you can release. And now take your legs wide. You can keep your prop underneath you, or you can remove it. It really just depends on how you feel. Nice wide legs. We're going to bring your right forearm to your right thigh and inhale, left arm up and gaze up. One more breath. And exhale, bring your left forearm to your left thigh. Inhale, right arm up. One more breath. And exhale, right forearm to your right thigh. See where we're going with this. One breath here. And exhale, opposite side. Inhale. And switch sides. This will be the last one on this side, and we'll do one more on the left. And exhale. All right. And I will show you your options for Shavasana. My favorite, which is a reclined position. Again, we want to be reclined when we're on our back for long periods during pregnancy because of the vena cava. So this is your giant vein that your placenta and your uterus put pressure on when you're on your back. So we want to keep that blood flowing. So you place your blocks or even some pillows underneath your bolster or your cushion, and you can lie back. Other option is to just lie on your left side. Left is best for the same reason. Just keeps the blood flowing a little bit better. It also really helps with acid reflux. So if you're getting acid reflux a lot at night, maybe you want to switch to your left side. Laying on your left side with a bolster between your legs. I really encourage you to take a nice long Shavasana. You really need it. You need it. Your baby needs it. And maybe practice some visualization techniques or breathing techniques. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.